Han purple. All right, so what's the conclusion here for 17?
It's probably discovered by
Han purple was probably discovered by fortuitous accident during glass production. If you're going to draw this conclusion, you're going to say, hey, the people were trying to make the white glass. Whoa! Purple! Fortuitousness. Right? Why does this person think that this happened by accident?
because they weren't trying.
Because, did they say they weren't trying?
Because
No one was clearly trying to create Han purple. No, they didn't say that. Why did they think?
Same process, same ingredients.
Okay, white glass is very common, right? It had the same ingredients and
Common production type.
yes, both were produced in processes that involves the subjecting of mixtures, blah, blah, blah.
Okay.
Bottom line is they had the same ingredients and very similar, sort of like brownies and cake. One day someone was like, oops, I messed up on my cake, but voila, brownies. Fortuitous accident, right? I don't know how brownies were invented, but that's probably how they were, based on my learning of Han purple. Okay, so which one I have true and most strength in the argument? What we're debating?
C.
C and D? All right, C. The technique used for producing Han purple was known to very few people during these times. Okay, David, give me your rationale. Why do you think that if it was very few people, then it was probably discovered by accident?
That was my reason. Because it was so few people that it might have just been by accident.
What if it were a lot of people?
Well, I didn't think about it that way.
I'm just curious, like, if there were a ton of people who were producing Han purple, does that tell us about how it was discovered?
No.
Not really, because someone could have discovered it and then everybody started doing it. They're like, sweet, how'd you do that? Well, you just let the brownies cook a little bit longer than the cake. Right? I don't know what C does. Okay, D. The ingredients used in producing both Han purple and the white glass were easily obtainable during these dynasties. Well, we already knew that the ingredients were the same. Right? The Chinese chemists employed the same chemical ingredients used for Han purple as they did for white glass. So, if they were hard to get or easy to get, right, they still got it to make white glass. And then they may have discovered it by accident or not. So, why is A correct? Chemical analysis shows that most of the known fragments of these two things were produced within a small geographical radius. Why does that help? Well, it sort of connects them, right? Like if they were discovered by fortuitous accident, right? Then they would be made by the same people, right? Now, it doesn't have to be true that they would be confined to a small radius, but if they were, then that sort of suggests that there was some sort of relationship. The alternative conclusion here is that white glass was discovered over here, Han purple was discovered over here by these people, and, they don't have anything to do with each other. If that's the case, that would seriously weaken the argument. So this is one way to sort of strengthen it, say, hey, we discovered them in the same location, and it's very small. So whoever was ever working on white glass might have discovered Han purple by accident. It doesn't prove it by any means, but it strengthens it. It strengthens that possible discovery. Yes?
Well, the reason I kind of thought D
Yeah, go ahead.
is because the fact that they were easily obtainable meant that maybe more people could be working on it, since more people could obtain it, which meant the possibility that someone could theoretically come up with purple would be higher. Did I make too many leaps there?
Okay, I see what you're saying. So they were easily obtainable, so there were more people working on it?
Yeah. Or that could work on it. since
That could work on it?
And a lot of people were doing it, therefore one of them probably like by accident it happened that way.
Yeah, okay, so there was a lot of people working on white glass, therefore there's more chances for people to randomly discover it. I think one challenge with that is you could go in the other direction as well, right? Like if a lot of people have access to these materials, maybe someone could have just randomly discovered it, not necessarily while making white glass. Whereas answer choice A brings white glass and Han purple together. Right? Like that, we're trying to support the idea that it was an outcome of white glass. We don't want to make that assumption necessarily, because that's actually what we're trying to prove. And it's very possible that if there's lots of this stuff, it could have just happened randomly, separately. That's why I think A is better. Okay. Yes?
Question C, instead of the technique used for producing hamburger, would have instead put white glass.
Ooh, yeah, so it doesn't even talk about white glass,
If
right?
it had said white glass, it would, because then only if you.
Well, we'd still then, it's not that it would, we need to know that those people are the same people. Right? We need to know that Han purple, how to produce it was only known by a few people, and it's the same people who knew how to make white. Well, then there'd be like this connection, and the conclusion might make more sense. Good questions. Okay, any other questions on this one? Yes?
I'm just going to go over question